So this is the shirt dress. The IKOJN brand is synonymous with the shirt dress. And I love the shirt dress just because it's comfortable, it's functional, and you can really come out and be creative with the colors you use and the prints you use. So I'd say it's one of the best-selling products when it comes to the IKOJN brand. We even have different variations. There's one called the Nala, which has like a wrap detail at the front, and we have a maxi version. Like we have different shirt dresses. And the reason why we came up with this design the first time, that was probably like 2-3 years ago.
Yeah.
It was just to do exactly what it does. Find something functional, find something that's comfortable without being floppy, find something that's stylish without being like, you know, stuck up or anything. Just really casual, but then still kidogo stuff, you know? Yeah, so in terms of the design process, I'm still the only member of the IKOJN design team. That basically means I come up with the concepts, I come up with the designs, I do the fabric sourcing, and then it goes on now to the rest of the team. Now who does the pattern making and the sampling and the production, but I'm still the one who does the design process. Yeah.
There's are so many things you've put together in one, and I'm going to break it down pole pole.
Yeah.
I read somewhere that you started this business with 200 shillings.
Hey, look at you with the research.
I know motivational speakers say, you know, I started my business, my farming business with a grain of rice.
Yes.
So,
it's true.
Is it true that you started this business with 200 bob?
I did. And I'll explain why.
That is like not even part of the hustlers fund.
No, it's crazy. It's crazy. In fact, this 200, anyway, it was, when I make that statement, honestly, it takes me back to those days. And you know, there's nothing as sweet as when you're starting out, when you're hustling. Like when you're down Uko and you're getting like all of the mud, you know, how sticky it can get down there. I feel like those are the best days. And sometimes we not really even take it for granted. Sometimes we really put ourselves down during that era, because then you're like, oh, nothing is working out, blah, blah, blah. But then you forget to see that you do have a vision. And if you just stick to the script, you'll get there eventually. So I love those days. Those are some of my favorites because I'm thrifty. I like being able to find, I'm so thrifty. I love a good deal.
Yeah.
I love being able to find like unique things for like a steal, you know? And that's how I started my business. So the way IKOJN came about was I knew I needed, first of all, I knew I wanted a fashion brand, right? Yeah. But not just that, I knew I wanted a ready-to-wear fashion brand. Ready-to-wear, you need a bit of capital to begin. Yeah. It's not like custom-made, where custom-made, someone can walk in and you can immediately start making stuff. For ready-to-wear, you have to think of, okay, what's the collection, production, put in a substantial amount of money, you know, all of that.
The risks involved.
Yeah, because then what if you produce all this and no one even purchases it? So there was a lot that had to go into it. So I was like, okay, I need money. And I know I didn't want to borrow. I didn't want to get it from anywhere else because I still needed to study the market as well. And I remember when I made the decision, that's what I want the brand to be, I was still in fashion school. So fashion school, I was there for about 4 years.
Where did you go?
Mackenzie School of Fashion. Do you know Mackenzie?
Yes.
Yeah, I was in Mackenzie School of Fashion. Nice. In fact, I was the first student.
Wow.
In Mackenzie when they opened.
Student 001.
Yeah, yeah. Yeah, so I remember I was still in school when I decided that's what I wanted to do, but I knew I didn't have money and I didn't want to borrow. Yeah. I loved going thrift shopping. That's how I used to shop for my own stuff. Yeah. And every time I'd go, because the way I said, I'm very thrifty, I know how to see things like in the rubble. Yeah. And I used to get things for myself, yes, but then I'd find all these other cool items that are maybe not my style or not my size. And I was like, wait a minute, what if, I know I don't have a lot of money, but what if I spare a bit of cash, buy some stuff and try and sell it? Let's see. And that's what I did. Instead of going shopping, so that time I never used to get any pocket money. I mean, my money was like, you know, you're looking for a top for 20 bob, 10 bob, dresses for 50, like that. So I used to have this guy in Gikomba who used to sell dresses for 50 shillings.
Your plug.
Yeah, my plug. So I literally took the 200 bob that I was going to shop for myself. I went, I got 4 amazing dresses, and I was like, these are not for me. I'm going to try and sell. And I remember that time, I borrowed my mom's camera. At that time, there was no Instagram. Yeah. It was only Facebook. I borrowed my mom's camera and I took some pictures in my bedroom in the 4 dresses and I put them up on Facebook. And I was like, okay, these are for sale. Each is was it 800? Yeah, I think it was 800. And I sold everything in like, before the day ended. I was like, what? Okay, so I got a dress for 50. I sold it for 800. Are you kidding me?
That is a lot of
so
profit.
I was like, okay, this is our business. So that now became my life. Like after school, or over the weekends, I would go to Gikomba, buy all of these things, go home, take pictures with my mom's camera, put them on Facebook, and I just started making money. So then I finished school. I think I had like 3 months left into school. So after that, now I focused my energy on this thrift business. And I remember it was so big at some point because over the weekends I'd even go for car boot sales. And literally a car boot sale, that's like Saturday, Sunday. Out in the open, guys are coming in, buying stuff. I remember at that time, I would literally take home about 300, 400K in a weekend.
No.
Yes. And at that time, I was what, 23, 24 maybe, but 22, 23. And I remember that money was so big. I'm like, what, in a weekend? Because then I used to go in with all these dresses, all these tops, and the pricing was super low. So I think that was just the time. Like, that was before there were any of these Instagram pages, none of that. So then, of course, in young girl fashion, in the beginning, I was splurging all this money on my friends. We used to go out, and I was like, I'm buying for everybody.